Hello and welcome to Australia. We've finally made it. We have just a handful of activities left. We have some Maori Dice, because we're talking about the land down under, and that also includes New Zealand. We have some fairy bread and a sausage sizzle to eat, some delicious food, and then we're going to work on some coral salt reef stuff. But we're going to first focus on our Maori Dice. All of the stuff that camp has supplied for Australia is inside the jar. There's some things that you'll need from at home, and we'll show those in the video as we go through this. So if you want to come here, and I'll show you what we got.
Start.
All right, so today we're going to be working on some Maori dice. The things that you'll need from the write-up pile, or the pile of instructions and papers, are the Maori dice instructions and the paper that has the printout of the dice on it. From your jar, you're going to need your glue stick and the 2 wooden blocks. And from home, you'll need a pencil, a pair of scissors, and an extra piece of paper. So step number 1 is we're going to cut out these diagrams. Now the instructions say to cut around all of the outlines because you can glue it on there. What I have found after buying all of the supplies for you is that the squares on the paper are just slightly smaller than the squares on the block. So instead of doing that, we're just going to cut out each individual square like so. We're going to do that for all of these pieces, and each one of them we're going to take, and using the glue stick, we're going to apply the glue and then stick it on one side of the die. You're going to try to keep each design on the same die. So if I put this one here, that means all of the rest of these go on this die, and then all of these ones that have the dots will go on the other one. I'll see you once we get all those cut. All right, so hopefully, welcome back. And I'm just finishing up gluing the last piece on my die here. There's Rima. So your die should look something like this. I'm not overly particular about what order you did, but you know how they were put on there. But wa, I'm assuming that's how you say it. It's 4 toru. I don't know what number that is, but the nice thing about having 2 die is that I can find toru on here, and I can find that toru is the number for 3 in Maori. Now what do we do with these? Well, we're going to use our Maori Dice instruction sheet and flip it over. And I'm going to use 1 die in order to hold it down so the wind doesn't blow it away. And what you do is you play this game, and it's an Aboriginal dreaming game. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to move my glue off to the side, is we roll the dice. So my first one I rolled, oh no, which is 6. And so on my first die here, roll number 1, I go to 6. And so that is essentially a boomerang, it looks like. And so I'm going to try to draw a boomerang. Like that. Okay, and then number 2, I roll it again, and I get a 3. And number 3 is a snake. So somehow I'm going to draw a snake on here. Maybe I turn the picture. You can draw this however you want to. It's the nice thing about these. You can interpret it your own way. There. It's your own dream that you're drawing. That totally looks like a snake, right? There's my eyeball, maybe a little tongue. I'll add a little bit to it. Boom, there's my snake. Looks fantastic. I'm gonna roll again, and I get a 5. 5 is, or Rima as it's called. 5 is a stick, looks like. And so I'm gonna draw that. I'm gonna draw like so, and I'm gonna come back up here. And then there's a squiggly line all the way through. Kind of looks like I'm making a coat of arms for, I don't know, maybe my people or my family here. I don't know what it says about being a boomerang and a snake, but then I roll again. That was number 3. So number 4, that's another 5. So I look at food, number 5. Ooh, I get to draw some berries. So from maybe right over here in this little space, I draw my berries here. And obviously you don't have to have super amazing artist skills, because I clearly don't. And then my final roll number 5, oops, that one went way over there, is a number 1. And 1 is the sun. So maybe perhaps I draw all the way around it, the big circle, and I'll flip my paper out because I had it folded in half. And then I draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around there. And I've drawn my Aboriginal dream. And that's what you get to do. And by doing so, you learn what the Maori numbers are in their language. And that is the Maori Dice and the Maori Dice game. Hope you enjoyed.